Swami Vishnu-devananda talks about his early life, himself catching malaria, and his other karmic situations, his own. Hariam Tat Sat.
So I am going to discuss about karma and disease. Our Master Swami Shivananda has written a small booklet. It's about the diseases caused by the karmic actions from the past lives as well as from the present lives. And which karma? Karma means any action you perform will have reaction. And certain specific karma can bring specific diseases. This is in our ancient books written, and it is invariably you cannot escape that. I was in the Himalayas for some time, in solitude, one of the solitary places I live was a swampy area. You can remember the mosquitoes, unbelievable mosquitoes, nothing. Malarial mosquitoes, not ordinary mosquitoes with so big, thick needles. And they can penetrate about 2-inch thick blankets. That is the powerful thing. 6 months I was bitten day and night. I was practicing yoga, meditation, 4 times pranayama, bandhasana, mudras and breathing. And I was living a healthy state. Suddenly, mosquitoes got biting. I got malaria. Who caused that? I was living a healthy life, eating only right food and 4 times breathing exercise. I was not supposed to get any disease, is it not? And I got it. 6 months I suffered then. Every type of medicine, there's only one medicine they can give for malaria. What is that? Quinine. My body is free from every type of drugs known. Nothing except even a headache pill. Suddenly I am having 106 degrees temperature. My body is to rock up and down, and I am in a solitary place, no help. I have to go to the nearest dispensary to get some quinine. And in 3 days after taking that hard quinine, the temperature will come down. By that time your body is revitalized. Nothing you can do to the temperature. Really cool down. And then that's not the end. By that time you think everything is over. Within 6 or 8 days again, the malaria will continuously repeat again and again. Your body is smashed down to the bottom. Nothing you could do. No pranayama, no meditation, no japa. Your body is doing kundalini yoga up and down. Automatically. You don't have to do bhastriya. The body will be doing. When malaria comes, have you seen a malarial body? Have you seen? It will shake like a leaf. You got no problem. The body literally will rock and shake up and down. You got no control over it. Horrible state. At last, went through. Then what happened? That's not the end. Suddenly, I developed a colic pain. When the temperature goes down, fever, they give quinine or quinine injections to bring the temperature down. Then, colic pain, stomach. That pain is just like violent hit on the solar plexus, like unbearable pain. Then I used to roll like a leaf now. Which is worse? Malaria is worse or colic pain is worse? I do not know. Both horrible. Unbearable pain is unbelievable pain I passed through. They took all x-rays to see anything is wrong. They couldn't find a single thing in my body except malaria, of course there is. And the homeopathic clinic, all the clinics, so maybe homeopathy can help. And the biggest homeopathic clinic in Delhi, they gave various types of pills. Nothing happened. Came back to the ashram. So before I was in the lonely place, I came back to the ashram where there was a little bit more help, and this I can get it. One day I was just next to that neighbor, there's a small old Swami. I used to We used to talk to him often, various things, and he has got a small dispensary. He dispenses with the homeopathic pills for poor villages coming, working from far away. The homeopathic medicine is very cheap. It's made up of few tiny pills, and it's all made up of sugar. And practically there is no medicine. You know how they make 10,000 potency means what? There's nothing. 100,000 potency means still there is nothing. Say how they make potency is, you take a whole bottle of sugar pills, put a drop of some medicine or silica in it, and then shake it. It becomes 5,000 or 10,000 potency. You take from that to the other one, you put it 100,000. So the more you have the potency, they say there's no medicine at all practically, only sugar pills. So anyhow, I didn't believe too much about homeopathy. Yes, I had also a homeopathy. Then so I came back and told this Swami, I took all your homeopathy for just again another type of meaningless thing. If you ask him, what's wrong? What's the problem? I get malaria, how to do it? And when the temperature, they give me injections, and then suddenly my temperature will come down. I get cold pain, and then I roll at once, almost my breath stopped, everything stopped. All fluxes came to a standstill. Then he said, oh, I know what the problem is. What's the problem? He said, you got quinine poison. You are taking quinine. And maybe he may be right, because I never had a case of drugs. You take quinine, you take every day quinine. When we can take quinine? Chronic water is nothing but quinine. All those, wherever there is states of hardness, etc., they use the quinine. It's a very, very powerful drug. I didn't know that. The methylquinine and separate types of pattern medicines are there, quinine. Anyhow, he said that maybe it's probably quinine poison you are getting. Well, if there didn't be quinine, I will have the malaria. So if I take the quinine, then I will have the colic pain. That's for karma. You try to avoid until you get something else. So what shall I avoid? Shall I have the colic pain or shall I have the malaria? Now once you got these things, you don't have the malaria, but it takes years and years. It can be in your bloodstream and parasite can again come back again and repeat it. Every year it can repeat it. So he said, all right, I am going to give some drugs to remove the quinine poison antidote. He is going to give me. And he prescribed arsenic. Arsenic is the only, according to the homeopathy, arsenic is the best antidote for the quinine poison. So, there's no choice for me, I must take something. And he gave me 10,000 potency arsenic. He only also said, you don't need another dose, this is sufficient. Just about 6 or 7 tall, small, tiny pills. Just like sugar pills, nothing else. I swallowed it. I was, after maybe mental or physical exhaustion, I could walk. At the same time, there was not far away from the ashram, about a couple of miles uphill, there was a pilgrim bus went into and over the bridge, and nobody picked up. So naturally, the news reached our ashram. I was secretary, and so we had to collect all our people and rush to the rescue mission. And I had just not 10,000 when my body is shaking. I went there. I was almost fainting. Anyhow, it was horrible seeing everywhere. Bodies thrown all around the place. We had to pick them up one by one, and then anyhow, came back. I was almost fainted down and lie down in bed after this operation. Now, whether you believe it or not, That is only those I have. And malaria is gone. Chronic pain is gone. Is psychology or physiology or spirituality? That's called karma. This Swami was there all the time. I used to hear him. But I never approached him until that particular day, even casually, not knowing what's going to happen. Suppose if I approach this Swami about 10 days before, if he has given me the pill, what would happen? Nothing will happen. Because 10 days ago I was in another homeopathy, the biggest clinic. They gave all sorts of homeopathic medicine, nothing worked. Why at the particular day, at the particular Swami, at the particular time, and so many things are going to happen, he gave that. Why? My karma is just finished. My suffering is just over to finish. I paid my son karmic suffering from a past life, and that disease must be only passed through this particular Swami, and he must only from his hand, that meaningless sugar-filled name of arsenic is only going to remove that disease. This is called karma. You don't know when your karma is going to come or going to end or going to settle. No one can say. That means something of doom. Not their doom. Certain things you have to undergo, whether you like it or not, just like the mysterious disease. America is now, they don't know, doctors are baffled. People are dying like anything in Philadelphia now, because they attended this meeting. They all have some type of virus, God knows what, and it's their pain and swelling and this and that and that. People die, and they are looking for some germs or virus. They don't know what it is. They can't find any germs or virus. They do not know what. Until they know what virus or germs it is, they can classify and then find out under microscope and put a label, and then find some antidote. The people are going to die. Suppose they found out that the antidote after 6 months, by that time people will be die. And then after 6 months, they found the antidote. They stopped it. The karma has come to an end there. Then I was in Madras sometime, Hakim. Oh my God. We are sharing a room with four of my friends. Then for mosquitoes, of course mosquitoes, at least you can put a mosquito net. It's not a forest like a swamp area I was fishing it left of here. It was bed bug. You have no idea about the bed bug. Have you ever seen that bed bug? Oh my, I have seen, but have you bitten by it? How many? 1 or 2 you must have seen. Maybe in Mexico you may be. The room, all the walls, all the cracks, to all the ceilings, you will see from smallest age to the small babies, the millions of smiling babies to the little orphan babies and aunts and uncles. Each one has got a family. And that will be, and then big mother and big father, and then go on these type of patches all around. And then we got a rope cot, the cot is made up of ropes, and the best place for them, every bit of the fiber they can make their nice nest. And where there is the joints, etc., small tiny hole, they can penetrate almost anywhere. The whole cot is full with bed bugs. And wherever there is a crack and inside the mosquito net, if there is any place, you see all the corners they have got big, everywhere. How do you sleep? You don't sleep for days and days. This I before I took to become a Swami and now what? So one day I decided to outbeat the bed, but somehow I must get some sleep. So I threw the old cot completely, I burned it up. There is no use. So I bought a new cot, so there will be no bed bugs. And then I bought a new mosquito net, and so I can put the things so no bugs will enter. And all the 4 legs, a big pot of water, and put the legs in the, so the bugs cannot get through the water and get into the thing. And so the bottom is carried by the water, so protected from the So bugs cannot come that way and climb up into the car. And the top deck is covered with a mosquito net and pushed everything, so it cannot come from any other way. So I said, I am going to be, no. Before I put the mosquito net, and so I decided this new cot and put the water. Naturally, they can't get through the water. So I went in nicely. Oh, I am very nice, comfortable sleep tonight. By midnight, suddenly I was bitten. Now, which way they have done, they cannot come through the fortress of the water fortress. And I was looking, and suddenly I saw something is coming from the roof. They went to the ceiling and literally start bombing on your body. They are literally dropping directly from the ceiling. They drop on you because they know they could not get down from this well, so they climbed up. Whether you believe it, it really happened. Within half an hour, my whole bed was filled with them because they are continuously falling from the top, bombing. Then got the mosquitoes maybe from the another cot I got it. By that time it's all filled up. One or two just get it within 2-3 days it will be filled up with the bugs, it went down. So then the mosquito net I got over and put this thing. That also because that small tiny one will drop from the thing, the two mosquitoes that can easily penetrate, and then they'll catch. Within 2 days they'll become so big, and there will be in 2-3 days there will be a big colony all around again. That's called karma. No escape from it. Suffering, unbelievable. Anyhow, I'm just telling all this thing. So many things do happen in our life. We don't know. We don't want disease. As you know, no one wants sickness. But once I paid for sickness, you know why? I was in the army. I was only 16 and a half. I carried a rifle taller than me, and left, right, aim down, and all this, in the hot summer, 120 degrees, in the shade, we have to lift it up, aim down, and they will teach you a mantra. Each time we aim and fire a blank bullet, you have to say Japani, because the later war is going on with India, Japan, Germany, and so forth. So this is the mantra you have to repeat each time in the training period when you try to learn the shooting. Each time you put the trigger, you have to say Japan, means you kill on Japan. And this is the mantra. So each time aim, full, shoot. Japan. If you don't say that, they are going to hit you from the back. Karma. Well, then this 120 degrees heat and the body will be boiling, and suddenly you get thirsty, and there will be under the tree there will be suddenly they give 5 minutes off. You are worried about just 4 or 5 hours you are sitting and hearing, you are worried about it. So they gave, suddenly you come to the cool tree, but still what cool tree is 120 degrees. The air will be really, the boiling hot air will be blowing on you from the desert, and the water is go to drink, run to that pot, and cool mud pot, mud pot is a little cooler than any other. It's very cool water you can get. It's not too cold, but cool. And you just take the water, spit out immediately. Why? They purposely put a big salt in it. Why? That means they don't want you to drink the water. You don't have to ask in military, you don't ask questions, There's only 2 things. Don't ask why, do and die, but don't ask why. That's the question. Do and die, don't ask why. Water is there, why can't they give fresh water? They won't give purposely. So they make you to suffer so that you'll have resistance and endurance and live without water for some time. Body is dehydrated. Okay. So went on. Then it was so unbearable this morning till evening, this happened. Torturing. So one day hold on, make me sick, I can go to the hospital, lie in a hospital bed for a couple of days. Literally I prayed, but I never got sick. This is called karma. You pray to get sickness, you can lie down a couple of days in a nice bed, That's called karma. Karma operates in many innumerable ways. So these are the tidbits. Now, let us see what Master says and all the facts and figures about karma and this. And then you give different type of karma and what type of disease you are going to get. It's all there. It's all really true from the great master. It is common nowadays to hear it said that the Puranas are very unreliable scriptures. Puranas means one of the scriptures are unreliable, and that they indulge in unlimited exaggeration about very many things, including karma and disease. You say, those things written in the Puranas about karma and disease and various things you get, it's all going to be, it's all unreliable, it's all exaggeration. These critics say that the Puranas scriptures contain gross overstatement and preposterously perilous attempt to cajole or to cow down the reader with citations like the grandiose descriptions of heavenly region and their joys, as also of the awful pictures of hell, fire, and its torments. To criticize a subject requires very little wit or wisdom. To criticize a subject requires very little wit or, I don't believe all those things. That we can keep it all. Very simple, is it not? For simple and direct condemnation without caring to consider the pro and con of a matter is the inborn nature of the human mind. We don't want to consider, analyze, as you see during our Vedanta discussions, Jnana Yoga discussions, that discussion is very boring. Yes, who wants to find out all of Brahman, Maya, Ishvara, Ubadis and so forth? What you want is just something like direct path. So it is inherent nature, inborn nature of the human mind, but even to this, based on one a little thoughtful consideration will forthwith reveal that sagely writers of the scriptures had a special purpose in writing certain things in the manner they did. They deliberately emphasized and laid particular stress upon some subject with a definite end in view. Underneath this graphic and detailed description of the karma and their consequences, there's a true psychology and insight being put to make a practical purpose. Until and unless self-realization is attained, knowledge absolute is gained, there's ever the ebb and flow, the constant seesaw between the animal and the man in every human being. Man and animal. Animal instinct wants to run toward the hot dog stand and hamburger stand and wool down all those horrible things just like the animal. Higher mind wants to come to yoga, can I eat vegetables? Who succeeds? Animal. Often animal minds succeed. Even after coming here, you run away, slowly sneak to the village. And there you try to snack and sneak at coffee. Animal, lower mind, pulling you. Animal. So this constant tug of war is going on, and this tug of war will pull you into karma, various negative actions. And that's what coming up with conclusion. So until and unless self-realization attain knowledge absolute is gained, there is ever the ebb and flow, the constant seesaw between the animal and the man in every human being. The beast or the brute is never completely absent or overcome except through a final divinization of the individual. As long as there is a human, side by side there will be the animal also. And the one having the upper hand, now the other. It's only when the individual jiva gets above and beyond both this and gets transformed and established in the third and the hitherto dormant aspect of his nature, namely the divine aspect, that he becomes mriga, nara, atita. Means he has transcended both mriga, animal, nara, human being. Both he transcended, both animal as well as human being he has transcended. Then onwards, there is no more of the tug of war between animal and man, nurtures to gain precedence and dominate over the field of Jiva consciousness. For now the divine Kshetrajna, him supreme over the Kshetra and the body, self alone reigns everything. Until that liberation is attained, you are subjected to karma. That's what the purpose of talking is. Now, until this state is attained, you find therefore that man is in turn animal and human according to the vritti, according to the desires or the waves that possess him. He shows himself alternated to the noble and petty. He swims between the sublime and the baffled. We kill, an earthquake takes place, immediately all the nations run to hell. And side by side, what are you doing? You are waging war, killing Catholics and Protestants. One side you are trying to help, and simultaneously the other side you are trying to. It's not completely your one. One moment you are a divine, next moment, oh yes, because of the language, Catholics and French and English are going to kill each other because language, or this or that. That's why it's going on. They are unable to understand why this is happening, and all this results in karma. That's what the tragedy is taking place in Philadelphia, or earthquakes taking place in different places. Or we wage war with the animals and destroy the whole animal kingdom by going shooting during the fall. They come and aimlessly shoot every animal in this forest. All these are going to have that animal nature. You are going to subject to certain karmic diseases in some form. You cannot escape that law. So until animal and the human being are subdued and divine comes, you will have lots and lots of karmic diseases which no doctor can cure, no drugs can cure, nobody can even know when it's going to come. You may have a beautiful house, yet sleep outdoors, just like the Chinese now doing. Or you may have a wonderful home and everything, all the food and drinks you can have, but you got a cancer in your stomach or colon. You can't eat anything. So he shows himself alternating to noble and petty. He sits between the sublime and the baffled. His two different aspects react to external stimuli in their own distinctive manner, and equally likewise only particular modes of external approach succeed in evoking the desired response from these dual aspects in man's consciousness. Thus it is that we find in persons who have involved themselves to some fair extent and acquired a good measure of sattva, of refinement, culture and character, that purely gross and degenerate impulses and temptations fail to have effect. They succeed only in exceptional situations when the person unfortunately happens to be in some rare moment of weakness due to revival of samskaras, whereas in gross nature such temptations readily and immediately work havoc, and vice versa, and noble impulses immediately influence a fine nature but fail to evoke in a response in a gross person of a low animal mentality. This has given rise to the form in Marathi language to the cobbler's deity worship is by shoes. Or again, the current term saying, without the cane, the monkey will not dance. You want to make a monkey dance, the monkey dance will keep a stick. The moment he sees the monkey will start dancing. So the same thing